Most gardeners think the answer to better soil is simply more compost, so they keep piling it on year after year, assuming that if a little compost helps, more must be better. The problem is that in real gardens, especially in raised beds, this habit slowly creates the exact opposite of what you want. Beds get dense, nutrients go out of balance, and plants start showing strange deficiencies, even though the soil technically looks rich. I've seen tomato beds stall out, lettuce bolt early, and peppers grow thick foliage with almost no fruit. The gardener keeps adding compost, but the results keep getting worse. What many experienced growers eventually realize is that compost alone isn't the real engine of healthy soil. Compost is a foundation, but what actually drives plant growth is the microbial activity inside that soil. The leaves darkened and flowering increased. This wasn't fertilizer burn or, a quick nitrogen spike either. The improvement was steady and balanced. What likely happened was that microbial populations increased and began processing the organic matter already present in the soil. Nutrients that were sitting in the soil became available again. Raised beds are where soil boosters make the biggest difference. Raised beds are notorious for losing biological diversity over time. Because they drain quickly and get disturbed more often than natural soil, microbial populations can drop significantly. Gardeners usually respond by adding more compost every season, but the more effective approach is often activating the biology that's already there. In a typical 4x8 raised bed, I'll dilute about 3 tablespoons of soil booster into 2 gallons of water and apply it evenly across the surface. After watering it in, I usually add a light mulch layer to protect the microbes from drying out. That treatment can be repeated every 2 to 3 weeks during the main growing season. What you're doing is essentially maintaining a thriving microbial workforce that keeps nutrients cycling continuously. Hydroponic growers are quietly using similar boosters for root health. Many soil gardeners don't realize that hydroponic growers have understood microbial balance for years. Even in systems without soil, beneficial microbes play a huge role in root health. In hydroponic reservoirs, microbial boosters are often added at extremely small concentrations. Something like 5 milliliters per 10 liters of water is enough to support beneficial microbial colonies around plant roots. When done correctly, this can reduce root disease, improve nutrient absorption, and stabilize pH fluctuations in the system. It's the same principle as soil gardening. Microbes make nutrients available. The biggest mistake gardeners make when switching to soil boosters. The most common mistake is thinking the booster replaces compost entirely. It doesn't. Compost still provides organic matter, structure, and long-term fertility. What the booster does is make that compost work harder and faster. Think of compost as the pantry full of ingredients and the microbes as the cooks preparing the meal. If you don't have active microbes, the pantry stays full, but nothing gets served to the plants. That's why the best results usually come from combining moderate compost use with microbial activation. Soil moisture and mulch determine whether boosters actually work. Another mistake I see constantly is applying microbial boosters to dry, exposed soil. Microbes need moisture and protection from UV light to thrive. After applying a soil booster solution, I almost always cover the soil with mulch. Straw, shredded leaves, or even wood chips work well. The mulch traps moisture and creates a stable environment where microbes can multiply. In beds where mulch is maintained, the microbial population tends to stay active much longer after each application. The real goal is building living soil instead of constantly feeding plants. Once you start focusing on soil biology, the whole approach to gardening changes. Instead of reacting to plant deficiencies with fertilizers, you focus on building a system where nutrients are constantly cycling. In living soil, microbes break down organic matter, fungi transport nutrients, and plant roots exchange sugars for minerals. When that ecosystem is functioning well, plants rarely suffer from deficiencies because the nutrients are always being processed and delivered. That's why many serious gardeners are moving away from the add more compost mindset and toward microbial activation strategies like soil boosters. The difference shows up most clearly in plant resilience and flavor. One of the things people notice first is plant vigor, but the more interesting change often comes later in the season. Tomatoes grown in biologically active soil tend to develop stronger flavor. Leafy greens hold better texture. Root crops like carrots and beets develop more consistent size and sweetness. These improvements are tied directly to nutrient balance and microbial activity in the soil. If you want stronger gardens, focus on feeding the soil life. Compost will always have a place in gardening, but relying on it alone is like expecting slow-release nutrition to handle every situation in the garden. Sometimes the soil ecosystem needs a push. That's where microbial soil boosters can make a real difference. Used correctly, they amplify the value of the organic matter already present and help turn ordinary garden beds into truly living soil systems. If you're curious about the specific soil booster I mentioned earlier, check the link in the description where I've included the product I've been testing in my own beds and hydroponic setups. And if you're serious about growing better food, building healthier soil, and learning what actually works in real gardens, subscribe to the channel and share this video with another gardener who's still trying to fix their soil by dumping more compost on it every season. Practical knowledge is what turns an average garden into a productive one.